I'm Lena and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. Today I'm going to be doing such a long awaited requested video, and don't worry, I'm definitely going to be doing more of these in the future because I know this one is a little time sensitive, but hopefully it'll bring you some joy in the holiday season. I'm doing a Python code with me, and today's project is going to be making your own Secret Santa, Secret Snowflake generator. So this is going to be for if you have some friends, if you have some family members, and you all want to do a Secret Santa gift exchange together. This is an easy way you can use Python to do that. I know there exists already tools like Elfster that do those sort of things, and those tools are super amazing and highly useful, but maybe you want to make your own. I know personally I've had experiences where I've tried to use Elfster with my family, and like older relatives of mine have a really hard time figuring out how to use the platform, how to make a login. So this way is just going to be super simple. We're just going to send an email to everybody in your gift exchange with the name of the person that they're supposed to buy the gift for. So it's going to be a super simple project. This project is really just kind of an intro to Python. I feel like everyone should be able to do this project by the end, and I'll definitely post the code down below so that if you miss any part of this, you can follow along. But with that being said, let's just get started. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna open a program called Atom. And if you don't have this already, I suggest you download it. It's a really lightweight text editor. It's not really so much an IDE. It doesn't help you code that much, but it highlights the words in a different way, just so that it's kind of easy to see where your mistakes might be. I know there are a lot of better programs you can use to sort of code in, but I think when you're just starting, and for me, I don't like being, weighed down by a really hefty document processor, I think Atom is a great place to start. Okay, so what I've done within Atom is I've created this new folder, and you can just put it anywhere on your desktop or whatever. If I open it, I have a template, so I already wrote some of the code for this just so that it wouldn't be all over the place during this video. But what you're going to want to do is either file, new file, and I'm just going to go ahead and save it, and I'm going to call this Secret Snowflake, and then I'm going to do .py. This is important because it's a Python file. And if you don't have Python installed already on your computer, you definitely want to do that. So I'll put instructions on how to do that down below. We want to be working with Python 3, 2.7. As a society, we've moved past 2.7, so let's definitely download Python 3. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is just do a rough outline of all of the code that we want, and it should be pretty straightforward. So if you think about it, in a Secret Snowflake, Secret Santa gift exchange, the way that it works is one person gives a gift to another person, that person gives a gift to a different person, and so on. So it's kind of like one big circle of gift exchanges. And I know sometimes there are little circles between these people. Let's say Alice gives Bob a gift, and then Bob ends up drawing Alice and they give each other a gift. But I actually think that Secret Snowflake works better when this doesn't happen, and I feel like programs like Elfster try to avoid doing it like this. So they want one big sort of circle of gift exchanges. That way everybody is getting someone new and everybody is involved in the same sort of gifting circle, if that makes sense. So I think the easiest way for us to do this is going to be just having a list, and then the first person on the list is the second person to the third person to the fourth person to the fifth person to the first person, something like that. I think that's very straightforward, and it's going to be super simple to code. So I'm going to make some comments in my Python file that just sort of outline where we're going to start. So we're going to want just a list of people. We're going to want a reordering of the list. And then we're going to want an email sending program. And keep in mind, what we're going to do here is going to be like the most bare bones approach to doing this project. There's definitely going to be ways you can do it better, and I encourage you to build upon this, but this is just going to be like the fundamental starting point. Let's start with the list of people. To make a list of people in Python, we just make a list. So I'm just going to call this people, and this just initializes a new list. For our purposes, I'm actually going to do it by email. I think that'll make it easier down the line, and hopefully everybody knows each other's emails. So I'm just going to use sample emails for this. So in true computer science spirit, I'm just going to do alice@gmail.com, bob@gmail.com, Charlie, Diane, and Edward. Let's say these are my friends and the people involved in the gift exchange. Next, I want to order this to be random. So the way that we're going to do this in Python is by using the random module. So the first thing we're going to do is import random. And then all we're going to have to do here is random.shuffle people. So this is going to take people and shuffle it around in some order. So in order to see that this is working correctly, I'm just going to print out people. what I'm going to do now to run my program is I'm going to open the terminal. And from here, I'm going to go into the folder where my project is located by using the command cd. So it's in a folder I called Secret Snowflake. And then I'm going to run Python 3 secret snowflake.py. And this printed out a list, and the list is shuffled, so this looks all good to me. Now I'm going to go ahead and make a dictionary of this list where the key is the person who's giving the gift and the recipient is the person who's receiving the gift. That way it's sort of more formatted in the context of our project, and I think it'll be easier to send the emails if we do that. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. We're just going to do for I in range length of people. So this basically goes through I all the way from 1 to 5, but in our case 0 to 4, because in Python we index starting at the 0th index. What I'm going to do is make a dictionary called draw. So as I said, the key is the email address and the value is going to be who they're giving it to. So we know that people at I is going to be the key, so we're going to want to put that in draw. And the person that they're giving it to is people at I+1. This is good except for the last person. There's not going to be an I+1 person, it's going to be the 0th person. So first I'm going to do if I is equal to length of people minus 1, because length of people is going to be 1 bigger than the last index since we're starting at 0. We're going to do draw people at I is going to be equal to people at 0. And this is going to get us the last one, which in our case, Edward to Alice. And then this other condition here is going to be the else statement. So now I'm just going to print out the draw dictionary and make sure it looks good to me. And it looks like it makes sense to me, so that works. Next, we're going to do the email sending program. This part is a little bit more complicated, so I've actually pre-written the code for it, so I'm going to put that in here and then explain how it works. So the first thing we're going to want to do is import smtplib, which is a library for sending emails, and for our purposes of our project, we're going to do this with Gmail. So an important thing to note is that you're going to have to turn two-factor authentication off for your email and allow unsecure third-party sites to use your email. So you're going to have to change those in the account settings of your email address in order for this to work. So the first thing we're going to do is the sender and the password. So the sender is just going to be you all of the time since you're sending all of the emails to these people. So that's why it's just going to be your email, and then you're going to type in the password for your email since we don't want to just store it in the Python file. Then we're going to iterate through draw.items, which does like the key value pairs within draw. So it'll be gift giver, gift receiver, and that's how I called it. And then here we actually have to do this funky thing where we make gift giver into a list of gift givers, just because the way that it sends emails, it needs a list, but we're just going to do one gift giver at a time. So then I created a message here that says, hello gift giver. So this is the person we're sending the email to. Your Secret Santa is the receiver. So that's going to be the value associated with gift giver. And then here I do all of this setup. You can just copy this in, which basically sets up the session for sending the email. So it connects to this port for Gmail. It starts, it logs in, and then it sends the mail. So it sends it from the sender, which is going to be us, and it sends it to gift giver, and then it has the message associated with it. So we can just see if this works. So what I would recommend is just sending a quick test email to yourself using this and see if the email actually goes through. So that's what I'm going to do now. So instead of iterating through gift giver and gift receiver, I'm just going to comment this out really quick. What I'm actually going to do here is do a test run where instead of gift giver and receiver, I'm just going to do gift giver is me, and then receiver is mom. And then this is something that you can do too, just to make sure this initial setup is working. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to run the program again. Oh, it's printing out my thing because I didn't get rid of that print statement. Cool, and then it says successfully sent email, so that looks good. Ta-da, I got an email. Hello, me, your Secret Santa is mom. And that's exactly what I put forward, so it makes sense. And just to show you what settings you're gonna have to turn off for your email here, you're going to make sure that two-step verification is off, use your phone to sign in is off, and then you're gonna have to turn less secure app access you're gonna need this to be on. And that's it. Okay, so one last thing, I'm just gonna set it up the way that it was before, and ta-da, that's the whole code. So it's about 42 lines, and it looks good. And you just replace this list at the top with the list of people in your actual life who want to be a part of the gift exchange. Okay, that's everything for now. Thank you so much for watching this. Let me know what you thought, or if you have any questions, I'll leave the code down below so that you can use it for yourself. And yeah, I hope you all have a really happy holiday season, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye.